Hey yo, E-King Fight News. Has Deontay Wilder been suspended by the New York State Athletic Commission? Because for some reason, it has popped up on his Boxrec. And now I'm getting messages saying, oh, you don't want to talk about Wilder suspension? Yo, get the fuck out of here, guys. Do you really believe this man is suspended after he fought twice in New York and there's been no news about it other than this pop-up on his Boxrec? Let's dig into it. E-King Fight News. Alright, now it's kind of dawning on me why the AJ protection crew can run around and repeat everything Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua says. It's very clear right now, because you guys don't think about shit before you send me these comments. You don't. Okay, let's get into it. Deontay Wilder, right? Fought in New York twice, right? He beat up Luis Ortiz in an exciting, very high emotion, high action, great fight. Great fight. Definitely a candidate for Fight of the Year. But he showed a ton of heart. He showed a ton of heart in that 7th round. Moving on, he beat up Stavern. Oddly enough, guess what, guys? Guess what? Both of those guys have the same little pop-up notification that says they've been suspended by New York State Athletic Commission indefinitely. Now, I'm not sure where you guys in the UK get your news, right? It might be all YouTube, might be boxing websites, but I don't look at Boxrec. Do you go to Boxrec for your news? Do you ever log into Boxrec and you say, oh, I gotta get my boxing news for today. Let's go to Boxrec. And you get a bunch of records and shit. So I'm not sure how Boxrec, I've seen a lot of false shit on Boxrec. If you just go to their boxing webpage, it's interesting because they've silently changed many things about their site. Before, I could go on to Boxrec and it would have all the judges. It would have all the judges all in here. They don't have that anymore. They put the judges all fucking separate. So if I wanted to look up a judge, I have to go into the judge, search the judge, and then scroll down onto all this fucking judge's 1,000 fights to find the fight I want to know if he judged. Right? So, Boxrec does some funny shit too. Right? So Luis Ortiz happens to be suspended as well by New York State Athletic Commission indefinitely. Oh, who else may be suspended? Who else may be suspended? Stavern. How about Jarrell Washington? Is Jarrell Washington suspended by New York State Athletic Commission for not fighting and being inactive? His last fight with Jarrell Miller almost a year ago. Yeah, he's suspended? Is he really suspended? I mean, you guys gotta think. Just think about shit, guys. More on this, guys. Oh, guess what? Is Jarrell Miller suspended by New York State Athletic Commission? Is Jarrell Miller suspended? I mean, how many names do I have to go through and they're all suspended? Is this some kind of a story? Do we go to Boxrec and look this up and say, is this a fucking story out here? Wilder suspended, Jarrell. Like, get the fuck out of here. Let's talk about real boxing stories. Let's talk about Wilder, Joshua, 2018. Let's talk about the fights that people want to see. Let's talk about Golovkin versus the rest of the middleweight division. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Charlo. Let's talk about Derevyanchenko. Let's talk about fucking, even throw in Andrade. You can throw in Jacobs. Let's talk about Kovalev versus Alvarez, Stevenson, Jack. The fights that are happening. Let's not talk about fucking... Don't send me this bullshit and run with it and come on my channel try to defend Anthony Joshua with this bullshit when the fight's supposed to be in Vegas anyways. Fuck out of here, guys. I mean, is this really a story? Do you go to Boxrec? Where does it say news? Ratings, schedule. Where does it say news here? Do you go to Boxrec for your news? Right? Is Boxrec in constant communication? Let's look at their... What is this? Is this some kind of a pound for pound ranking? Ratings? Let's see how much Boxrec knows about boxing. World, pound for pound. Do they have Saul Alvarez as #1 pound for pound? They have Vasyl Lomachenko #2, Terrence Crawford #3, Gennady Golovkin #4, and #5 is Wangek. Now, you may not know who this is. This is Sor Rungvisai, the man who beat Chocolatito Gonzalez, the biggest fucking hype job ever to be known to man. So, fuck out of here, guys. And they have Luis Neri at #6. They threw in Anthony Joshua, Miguel Burchelt. I mean, this is not a... Like, it's a great website for boxing records. That's what I go to Boxrec for. I don't go to Boxrec for my news. I go to Boxing Scene. This is a reputable website. Are they saying anything? Is there anything here about Wilder being suspended? Y'all see anything about Wilder being suspended? You guys gotta think about shit before you come over here. Want me to talk about it, man? Honestly, just think about it, man. Just think about it. All right, so let's switch the flip. Let's flip the script. Let's talk about a little something else. Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Is this the real reason the fight will not take place in the UK? Let's talk about some real news. More on this, guys. All right. So this line is trying to explain to you guys who don't understand why the fight likely happens in the United States of America, if it happens at all. Right? According to LA Times, the leading U.S. newspaper, talks are progressing in the right direction but very slowly, and both sides have publicly complained about the unreasonable demands of the other. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. And the LA Times claims that the Joshua Wilder will have to be a U.S. primetime bout in order to meet the $50 million guarantee that Al Haymon, Shelly Finkel, and Deontay Wilder offered. Deontay Wilder offered that. So they got that wrong already. Both Barclays Center in Brooklyn and T-Mobile Arena in Vegas are understood to be potential candidates to host the fight, which will leave the UK fight fans disappointed. Well, it depends. I mean, they still get to watch it on Sky Sports. You know, they can still travel to Vegas. It's not like they can't watch it. It's just going to cost a little bit more to watch it. Joshua himself broached the idea of taking his belts to the U.S. when addressing the crowd against Carlos Takam. And yeah, he mentioned he would stay in the UK several times, but obviously with this much money on the table, he's more open to it. Now, as I've mentioned before, the consistent problem and why this fight isn't happening, or why the negotiations are dragging out, it's always the Hearns. Eddie Hearn is the problem. And you know what? Joshua's on his last fight. You know, this might be the real problem. Joshua, I believe he only has one fight left in his contract, or otherwise, it expires in November. My understanding is he's got one fight left and expires, and Joshua's been offered reportedly £100 million to re-sign. I don't know if he's re-signed. But does Eddie Hearn, this might be the real reason. Does Eddie Hearn want Wilder to be the last fight before a contract extension? That's my question. And I'm just going to leave it at that, man. E-King Fight News, man. Let me know what you guys think. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.